Mommy,
Lola's
I did not
head
touch your money.
hit the glass
I swear
table
on my
before
own life.
anyone even
Liar,
understood
where
what
is
was
it then?
happening.
I don't know.
1 second, she was standing in the middle of the sitting room, holding a small nylon bag, her voice shaking as she said, "Mommy, I did not touch your money. I swear on my own life." The next second, a hard hand pushed her chest. Her feet slipped on the shiny tile. Her forehead met the sharp edge of the table with a loud crack. The glass shook. A thin line of red opened on her skin and began to run down drip by drip onto the white floor. "Jesus, blood!" someone shouted from the corridor. Her mother-in-law, Mama Rose, clutched her wrapper and screamed like the victim. "You people should come and see. This girl wants to kill me in my son's house. Thief! Pretender!" Lola lay there, half awake, listening to footsteps rushing in, doors opening, voices rising. Her ears were full
You
of
people
noise,
should come and
but
see.
her heart was
This
full
girl
of
wants to
something
destroy me
heavier
in my
than
own
pain.
son's house.
Humiliation,
Thief! Pretender!
betrayal, secrets. The kind of secrets that can choke someone if they stay inside too long. At the door, her husband David just stood and watched. His eyes moved from his mother's tears to his wife's blood. His mouth opened, but no words came out. He looked like a boy, not the man who promised to protect
The
her.
man who promised to protect
Neighbors
her
crowded the entrance.
said nothing.
One woman whispered, "If you are this girl, what will you do now? Comment below, because me, I don't even know." Lola pressed her bloody hand on the glass and pushed herself up. Everyone tried
I
to stop
did
her,
not
but she
steal
stood
your
anyway,
money.
shaking, eyes burning. And then, with her head still bleeding,
If I fall in
she
this
opened
house
her
today,
mouth and said
my
one
voice will still
sentence that
speak.
would scatter
I did
that
not
entire
take your
family.
mother's money.
Before we
But the
dive
things
in,
you are
do
hiding will
something small
not
for
hide
me.
forever.
Drop your city in the
Let me
comments.
show you
I
how
read
it all
everyone,
began.
and it blows my mind how far these stories travel. While you are there, please tap that like button and subscribe. New videos drop every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. These ain't just stories for fun. They show how real people think, real choices and actions, hidden pain, quiet strength. And who knows, your comment might be the exact thing someone scrolling needs to feel less alone. So yeah, take 3 seconds. Like, subscribe, drop your city below. Now, let's get into this. Let me tell you what really happened to Lola. By the time people in Bright City knew Lola's name, they only knew her as that village girl that bled on the tiles. They did not know she once lived in a small, dusty street on the edge of town, where buses refused to enter and children played between broken blocks. In that street, everybody knew everybody. You could not sneeze without 3 aunties asking, "Are you okay?" Lola grew up there with her father and her younger brother. Her mother died when she was small, so she became the half-child, half-mother of the house. She would wake up early, sweep the narrow corridor, boil water on a small stove, and then run to help her father in his kiosk before going to her tailoring training. Life was not easy, but it was straight. If someone insulted you, you heard it with your own ears. Nobody smiled in your face and stabbed your back in the kitchen. On the other side of the city, across a bridge and a toll gate, was a different world. Tall houses with high fences, generators humming like quiet animals, cars that looked like glass. In that world, David had made it, at least that was how people said it. He worked with a big construction company in another African country. He posted airport pictures, hotel breakfast bowls, selfies with cranes in the background. Under his photos, comments always loaded, "Boss, take me with you. You don't win life." But there was one thing he did not post. The picture where he was holding a baby boy with his own eyes. Standing beside them was a woman with tired shoulders and a tight smile. After a big fight and a lot of shouting, that woman threw his things out and said, "Go and do your abroad life. Just remember you left something with my blood in his veins." The crack from that day stayed in David's chest, even when his passport was full of stamps. When his sister Nina called and said, "Brother, you cannot be jumping from plane to plane like mosquito. Come home and breathe small, at least see my in-laws." David agreed, not because he missed home food alone, but because he was tired. Tired of dating women who called him king online and kept a backup man offline. Tired of smiling with people he did not trust. Nina was fire in human form. She grew up in Bright City, always loud, always laughing, always with one phone in her hand. But she married a calm man from Lola's rough area, a mechanic named Sam. She now stayed half in the fancy part of town, half in the crowded side, moving between her husband's people and her own. The day David arrived, Nina screamed his name so loud neighbors thought there was fight. "My abroad brother! Hey, see beard, see stomach. Money is good," oh, she shouted, hugging him like she wanted to carry him. "Leave my stomach," he laughed. "Where is your husband?" Sam came out, wiped his hands on a rag, smiled. "Welcome, my brother. You are now stranger in your own country." Later that afternoon, they all went to the local market near Sam's family house. It was not a clean supermarket kind of place. It was wooden tables, umbrellas, people calling you to come and buy. The air was full of spices, sweat, fried meat. "Let us buy something from my in-laws," Nina said. "There is one girl you must see, my husband's cousin. Her name is Lola. She is even too gentle for this world. I tell her all the time." Lola stood behind a table covered with rice in small cups, beans in bowls, tomatoes shining in plastic buckets. Her face was not makeup perfect, but her eyes were clear and calm. "Lola," Nina shouted, "see my famous brother I told you about, the one who acts like his hand will cut if he presses callback." Lola smiled and greeted politely. "Good afternoon, sir. Welcome." David nodded back. Up close, her calmness was almost strange. This market was noisy, but she looked like somebody sitting under a tree alone. They priced rice, argued small for fun. Nina made plenty jokes. "Bill him well. He is earning in foreign money. His skin is not suffering." Lola laughed, but she did not cheat. Her maths was sharp. Her hands moved fast as she measured and tied nylon bags. When they finished and walked away, David felt something inside him he could not explain. It was not romantic lightning, it was just interest. This girl did not even seem moved by his accent or his watch. She treated him like any other customer. That night, that thought stayed with him. Nobody saw him when he came back the next day alone. Nobody saw him how he stood at the corner of the market pretending to check his phone, watching Lola attend to customers. In his mind, something dangerous came. He thought, what if I test her, just small? Let me see what her heart is like. He bought a small bag of gari that he did not even need, and as he was paying, he forgot his wallet on her table. It was not an ordinary wallet. Inside, he put some cash and one of his foreign bank cards, enough to tempt anybody. He walked away slowly, heart beating. If she keeps it, he told himself, I will just collect it quietly and know where I stand with this world. If she brings it, then maybe good people still exist. Lola finished attending to another customer before she saw the wallet. She opened it enough to check her ID and her eyes widened at the card. That money could change her father's life. That card alone could settle many things. For one wild second, a voice whispered, nobody saw, just keep it. If he remembers, pretend you did not see. Then she remembered her father's face when he used to say, Lola, our family name is the only thing we own. Do not drag it in mud. She grabbed the wallet, told the woman beside her, please watch my table, and left the store. She walked fast through the crowded path, scanning faces. Sweat rolled down her neck. Finally, she saw David and tapped his arm. Sir, your wallet, you left it on my table. When David turned and saw that wallet in her hand, his heart did one small jump. He took it slowly, watching her eyes. You walked all this way because of this? He asked. Yes, sir, she said. If you reached home and did not see it, you would be worried. He smiled, a real one. Thank you, he said. He pressed some money into her palm. She tried to refuse, then accepted a smaller amount. That night, on Sam's tiny balcony, Nina sat cross-legged and watched her brother stare in space. You like my cousin, she said, biting groundnut with noise. Stop forming. He didn't laugh. He was thinking too much. Thinking about cracked trust, about lonely hotel rooms, about Lula's small hand holding his wallet like it was fire she needed to drop. By the end of that week, he had already made a decision that would change their lives. If you are watching this now, tell me in the comments, would you marry someone you met in 1 week if your heart felt safe, or will you run?
The wedding was not big. No hall with chandeliers, no 10 bridesmaids with matching wigs, just plastic chairs in front of Sam's family house, 2 canopies, a DJ that shouted more than his speakers, and one pastor sweating in a simple suit. David sat beside Lola, their hands almost touching, but not quite. He looked at her simple cream dress and her shy smile and thought, this is peace. He told himself the things behind him were behind him. The woman who called him useless father, the little boy who sometimes appeared on his phone screen, the promised money he did not keep. All that would stay in another country. This was his new start. Lola's father placed her hand in David's and said, my son, this girl has never brought shame to my house. If you handle her well, my blessing will follow you. If you handle her anyhow, my tears will follow you too. Everybody laughed like it was only a joke, but Lola did not forget that line. After some weeks of moving between Sam's area and paperwork, the time came for Lola to see David's real world. They took a taxi across the bridge into Bright City's rich side. Her eyes flew from one tall building to another, gate taller than her whole house, glass everywhere, roads so smooth no stone dared to stand. David's apartment was in a gated estate. The security man wore uniform and saluted them. Inside, the sitting room was wide, with a big screen on the wall and a soft rug that swallowed your toes. Lola felt excited and small at the same time. "Welcome to our place," David said, putting his arm around her shoulders. "You belong here now." In the evening, there was a knock. David's mother, Mama Rose, entered like a queen who owned the building. Her head tie was high, her perfume came in first, and her eyes scanned Lola from head to toe in 1 second. Lola's heart beat fast. She had heard stories, women sent away from their marriages because of mothers-in-law, wives who cried more than they slept. But Mama Rose opened her arms wide. "My daughter," she exclaimed, hugging Lola tight. "See how fine you are. I have been waiting to see the woman that collected my son from the world. You are welcome. This house is our house." Lola felt tears prick her eyes. This was not the wicked woman from stories. This one smelt of powder and food, and her hug felt like cloth spread in sun. For the first 2 weeks, Mama Rose was sugar. She refused to let Lola wash her clothes. "You are a new bride. Your hand should be soft. Let me spoil you small." She would put extra meat in Lola's plate. "Eat, my daughter. Our broad food has finished my son's body. Help me feed him well." Whenever neighbors came, she would bring Lola out and say, "See my daughter-in-law. She greets well, not like these new girls that greet with only eye." Lola called her own father and said, "Daddy, my mother-in-law is so kind. She said she has accepted me as her own." Her father smiled on the phone and answered, "Thank God. When tree and tree agree, bird will rest." But sugar can hide pepper. It started with small comments that sat like stones in a pot of soup. One morning, Lola woke a little late. They had stayed up the night before, sorting David's travel documents. She rushed to the kitchen and found Mama Rose already there, arms folded. "So, you now wake up when you like, in my own son's house?" "I'm sorry, Mama. I slept late." "Do not tell me story. Just know that in this city, lazy wives do not last." Another day, Lola was washing plates and one slipped and broke. The sound made her heart jump. Mama Rose rushed in. "You broke my plate." She held the fragments like a dead body. "This set, your father cannot buy it in 10 years, but you scattered it in 1 minute." "I'm sorry, Mama. My hand." "If your hand is like this with plate, how is it with my son's life? Better fear God." In the evening, when David came back, Mama Rose turned the story into joke. "Your wife wants to change my plates," she laughed. "She broke one today. We are now rich enough to break plates." David laughed, kissed Lola's forehead, and said, "You and Mama will not kill me with play." Lola smiled on the surface. Inside, her smile felt frozen, like a mask. The more comfortable Lola became in the house, the more the mask from Mama Rose started to crack. She would sit in the kitchen peeling yam and hear her mother-in-law on the phone in the sitting room. "Yes, my dear, do not worry. It is you I know as my first daughter-in-law. This small girl is just for now. My son cannot forget his real family. Once things arrange, we will talk better." Real family. Lola would stop peeling, knife in hand, her heart banging. So it was true. The baby on the phone, the woman's voice she once heard at night. She was not hearing ghosts. One night, she woke up to use the bathroom and heard David's voice coming from the living room. He was on a video call, the screen's light touching his serious face. On the phone was a little boy calling, "Daddy, see my drawing." Beside him was a woman, arms folded. "You just went and married without telling me. At least respect me as the mother of your child." "I told you I am trying to fix my life. I will take care of you people. Just give me time." Lola stayed in the dark corridor, her hands shaking. Part of her wanted to walk in and shout. Another part told her to wait and listen. In the end, she quietly went back to bed, her heart full of questions. The next morning, she asked David gently, "David, do you have something you want to tell me?" He did not look at her face. "I told you before, I had some past. I am handling it. Right now, let us just focus on your visa. Once I travel back and settle everything, I will bring you. That is what matters." That same week, Mama Rose mistakenly left an envelope half open in her room. Inside were pictures. One of David holding a small boy. One of David standing beside the same woman from the video call. At the back, someone had written a name and a date. Lola stared until the letters began to swim. She put them back exactly the way she saw them and closed the drawer. For the first time since she entered that house, she realized something scary. She was alone. Her father was far, her friends were far, her husband was half here, half in another life. Her mother-in-law smiled in public and scraped her with words in private. If anything happened, whose voice would stand for her? That night, she made a decision. If nobody would stand for her, she would stand for herself. But she would not do it with noise first. She would do it with eyes and ears. She started to notice everything. The way Mama Rose locked one cupboard and called it my own. The way she always counted her money twice when Lola was in the room, but never when David was there. The way David flipped his phone face down whenever a certain ringtone came. The conversation stopped when she entered the sitting room. With the little money she had secretly saved from the tailoring jobs she did online for neighbors, Lola bought a small second-hand phone. Nothing fancy. It was the kind people used only for calls. But the man in the shop showed her how to press a button and record sound. She hid that phone inside old clothes at the bottom of her box. Nobody checked there. Whenever Mama Rose called her into the room for one of those private talks, Lola would press record and slide the phone under the chair. "If you ever tell my son I spoke to you like this, I will deny it. He will not believe you. Who are you? You came here with nylon bag." "I'm sorry, Mama," she said out loud. Her hand under her wrapper held the recording phone like it was a stone. The humiliation continued, little by little, day by day. Mama Rose would call Lola village girl when annoyed, then call her my daughter in public. She would tell neighbors, "This girl is even too quiet. I love her." Then tell Lola, "You better open your mouth with my son, or one day another woman will collect him in front of you." Sometimes Lola answered back, not with insult, but with strength. Once, when Mama Rose shouted at her in the kitchen for serving David food before not serving her first, Lola put the spoon down and said, "Mama, I am trying my best. Please talk to me like someone you will live with for long, not like stranger." For 1 second, Mama Rose's eyes showed surprise. Then they turned cold. "So, you now talk back at me? We will see." The walls of that bright sitting room were hearing plans. Plans of a girl who was finished with being quiet. Plans of a mother who believes only she could own her son. Plans of a man who wanted peace but did not want to face truth. What nobody knew was that all those plans were moving toward one day, one envelope, one missing bundle of money. What nobody knew in that room was that Lola had been recording everything. And the sound of a head hitting glass. Let me show you how the money disappeared and how Lola's silence became the loudest thing in that house. It happened on a Sunday afternoon. Church clothes were still hanging on chair backs. The house smelt of rice and fried plantain. The TV was showing a local movie, but nobody was watching it with full eyes. Mama Rose came out of her room holding one brown envelope like it was egg. "This is the money for our family meeting next week," she announced. "I do not want story." She opened it in front of everyone. David, Lola, two aunties who had come to visit. She counted the notes one by one, her lips moving. "This amount can buy car," one auntie joked. Mama Rose laughed. "I am keeping it in my drawer. Nobody should enter my room for any reason. If I come back and I do not see it, I will know that my enemy has entered my house." She took the envelope back into her room and locked it with the small key she always kept under her pillow. Later, she called Lola. "Help me bring my cream from my room," she said. "The blue one on the table. I am tired." Lola hesitated. She remembered the warning. "But you do not tell your mother-in-law no so easily." She went inside, saw the cream, picked it and left. She did not touch any drawer. As she was coming out, she met one of the aunties by the door, about to enter the bathroom. You people left the corridor dark," she said, squeezing past her. Lola did not think anything of it. She went back to the kitchen. 1 hour later, a shout shook the house. "My money!" Mama Rose screamed. "My money is not here! Jesus, my enemies have entered!" Everybody rushed to her room. The locked drawer was now open. The envelope was gone. "Who entered this room?" she cried. "Who?" One auntie quickly said, "I only passed the corridor. I did not enter." The other said she was in the sitting room the whole time. Mama Rose turned slowly and looked at Lola. "You," she said. "I sent you just now. You entered this room." Lola's heart dropped. "Mama, you asked me to bring cream. I only—" "Shut up," Mama Rose snapped. "You think I do not know thieves? First, you marry into money. Then you see envelope. Your hand started itching you." David held up his palms. "Mama, calm down. Let us search first. Maybe you dropped it somewhere else." "Are you calling me old and forgetful?" Mama Rose shouted. Her voice went higher. "The key was with me. I opened this drawer now. Money was there. I locked it. Only 2 times this door opened. When I entered and when I sent this girl in." One of the aunties shook her head. "This is why people fear bringing girls from poor areas. Hunger can push hand." Lola felt heat rise to her face. "Auntie, I did not touch that drawer. Please, believe me." Mama Rose started beating her own chest. "In my old age, thief has entered my house through marriage. God, what did I do to you?" She moved close to Lola, pointing a finger in her face. "Bring out my money now. Say the truth. If you tell me now, I will not say anything outside. But if you lie, this matter will reach your father's house." Tears filled Lola's eyes. "Mama, I did not steal it. Search my things. Search everywhere. I will not steal money and stand here." Mama Rose's face twisted. "You are calling me a liar in my own son's presence?" Her voice dropped cold. "Leave my house. Today. Pack your things and go." The room went dead quiet. David stared at the floor. "Mama, it has not reached that. Let us check well." "Keep quiet," Mama Rose snapped. "You will support thief because she's your wife, but I am your mother. I know what I saw." She turned to Lola again. "Leave before I do something I will regret." Lola looked at her husband. "David, look at me. You know me. You know I cannot steal." His eyes slid away for a second. It was only 1 second, but that 1 second cracked something in her. He did not step forward. He did not stand between her and her mother. He just said weakly, "Lola, just go to the room first. Let us settle it." "Settle what?" Mama Lo shouted. "If she enters that room, who will watch her? She will hide the money somewhere. I said she should leave." And then in that hurricane of words, something in Lola decided to do something crazy. She walked calmly to the bedroom, ignoring everyone's protest. Inside, her hands were shaking as she opened her box. She took out some clothes and under them her hidden small phone, the one that had been eating words for weeks. She slipped it under her wrapper, pressed record and came back into the sitting room, her heart knocking her ribs. "I will not go anywhere," she said, standing in the center. "Search my bag, search my wardrobe, search my body, but I will not walk out of this house with thief on my forehead." Mama Rosie's eyes flashed. "So you are now bold because City has entered you, you this girl." She moved forward and pushed Lola's shoulder hard. "Get out." Everything happened in a blink. The push, the glass table, the crack, the blood. Now we are back where we started. Neighbors had rushed in. Someone had called Sam and Nina from down the road. They burst in, Nina's hair not even properly packed. "What happened?" Nina shouted, seeing her cousin-in-law on the floor. "Who did this?" "Ask her," Mama Rose wailed, holding her head. "I caught her stealing my money. When I confronted her, she wanted to fight me. See how she threw herself on the table to make me look bad?" Lola pushed herself up, blood on her face, wrapper twisted. Nina tried to support her, but she shook her off gently. Her eyes looked different. They were not soft anymore. She reached under her wrapper, brought out her small phone, and raised it up for all of them to see. "I will not go anywhere," she said, standing in the center. "Search my bag, search my wardrobe, search my body, but I will not walk out of this house with thief on my forehead." Mama Rosie's eyes flashed. "So you are now bold because City has entered you. You, this girl." She moved forward and pushed Lola's shoulder hard. "Get out." Neighbor had rushed in. Someone had called Sam and Nina from down the road. They burst in, Nina's hair not even properly packed. "What happened?" Nina shouted, seeing her cousin-in-law on the floor. "Who did this?" "Ask her," Mama Rose wailed. "I caught her stealing my money. When I confronted her, she wanted to fight me. See how she threw herself on the table to make me look bad?" Lola pushed herself up, blood on her face, wrapper twisted. Nina tried to support her, but she shook her off gently. Her eyes looked different. They were not soft anymore. She reached under her wrapper, brought out her small phone, and raised it up for all of them to see. "You had been testing me since I entered this house. Today, I will test you too." She walked to the TV stand, connected the phone to the small Bluetooth speaker Sam rushed to bring. For a moment, the house was silent, waiting. Then she pressed play. Mama Rosie's own voice filled the room. "If you ever tell my son I spoke to you like this, I will deny it. He will not believe you. Who are you? You came here with nylon bag." Another clip. "This small gel is just for now. My son cannot forget his real family. Once things arrange, we will talk better." Another. "My son does not need to know I'm keeping money in this jar. If anything happens to me, that is the only thing I have. That village girl must not smell it." Each sentence dropped like stone. The auntie's mouth opened. Sam covered his face. Nina shouted, "Mommy, so this is what you have been doing?" Mama Rose's hand trembled. "This thing is fake. All these phones can do magic." Nina turned on her sharply. "Magic from where? Is this not your voice? Is that not your rapper making sound there? See how you are threatening her. So all your my daughter was acting?" David looked like someone whose world was sliding. He turned to his mother slowly. "Mama, is this true?"
Before Mama Rose could answer, Lola added quietly, "I have more, but it is enough." She took a deep breath. Her voice grew stronger. "You tested my honesty with a forgotten wallet in the market," she said, looking at David. "You brought me from my father's house to this place and hid a whole family from me. You all thought I was blind. You thought I would just cry and go back home in shame when you pushed me out." She turned to the neighbors, to the aunties, to everyone watching. "I did not take any money. Check this whole house. Check my things. And if you still do not believe me after hearing all this, tell me now so I will know the kind of people you are." The room was heavy. One aunt finally spoke, slowly. "Sister Rose, this is your voice. You cannot deny, and only you had that drawer key." Sam cleared his throat. "Before we call anybody thief, let us check Mama's usual hiding place under her mattress. That is where she keeps big money normally. Maybe she forgot she changed from drawer to bed." They all looked at Mama Rose. She froze. Nina did not wait. She marched into the room, lifted the mattress, and there, pressed flat under the foam, was the brown envelope. She came out holding it like evidence in court. The same notes, the same size. "Mommy," Nina said, her eyes full of fire and tears, "you nearly killed someone's daughter with this thing you hid yourself." The shame that entered that sitting room had shape. It wrapped itself around Mama Rose like cloth. She started to stammer. I forgot that I shifted it. I wanted to be extra careful." Extra careful to push my cousin back to her father's house with stamp on her forehead?
Nina fired back. Extra careful to push her back to her father's house with stamp on her forehead? David's shoulders shook. Lola, I was afraid. I did not want to lose you. I thought if I told you, you would run. She let out a small, sad laugh. So instead, you planned to lose me like this? He dropped to his knees. I am sorry. I will make it right. I will talk to her. I will take responsibility for everyone. Just do not live like this. Give me one more chance. The whole room watched, holding their breath. Lola wiped her face with the back of her hand. She looked at Nina, at Sam, at the neighbors, at the aunties, at Mama Rose, who now sat quietly on the sofa, head bowed. My father told me our name is the only thing we own. I will not allow anybody to spoil it, not even my husband. She took a deep breath. I will not stay in this house tonight. If I sleep here, I will see this blood when I close my eyes. She turned to Nina. Sister, can I stay with you and Sam for some time while I think? Nina walked to her, held her hand. My house is your house, she said. Nobody will push you out with lie there. Lola nodded. She bent and picked her small nylon bag from where it had fallen, the same bag she was holding before the push. She walked to the door, then stopped and turned back one last time. Mama Rose, she said quietly, I came here as daughter. You chose to see me as threat. I will not curse you. Life will teach all of us. But know this, the next time you want to destroy somebody, remember that walls have ears and fawns have memory. With that, she stepped out. The door closed behind her with a soft click that sounded louder than any shout. Outside, the city kept moving. Cars passed, children played, somebody's music floated over a fence. Life did not stop for Lula's pain, but something new had started inside her. Not just anger, not just hurt, power. Weeks later, people would see her opening a small fashion shop on the other side of town with support from Nina and some old customers from her training days. They wouldn't know the full story. They would just say, that's the girl that refused to die on the tiles. As for David, he did call the woman abroad. He did start telling the truth. Late, but still truth. As for Mama Rose, every time she opened her drawer, she remembered one small phone and one small girl's steady voice speaking when everyone expected her to cry. In our cities, people think only shouting wins battles. But sometimes, the most dangerous thing in a house is a quiet girl who finally decides to record. Thank you so much for watching. What did you learn from this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.